after the first 3 games of the Harlem Globetrotter tournament. We're on to round 2. It's a triple elimination format. I am currently undefeated, so I'm hoping to extend that streak. But we'll see if my opponent, Junior League coach whatsit2ya, will permit that. Leading off with Wally as usual. But a little different than usual, I swing at the very first pitch I see. We are playing at dirt yards. This is definitely my most hated field. I'm just not very good at fielding ground balls. Nice catch there from his shortstop. Looks like that is... Actually, I have no idea who that is looking here at his team. Oh, you know what? I remember now. So both of our season rosters have Donald Vogel. So he opted to swap out Donald for Trent Sizemore. That's who he's got at shortstop there. So right away, Trent proving his value as a newcomer, a temporary newcomer for whatsit2ya's team. All right, we've got Cheryl up. She doesn't have anyone on the base path that she can try to bat in. But perhaps we can get a little solo shot here, or maybe dink it off the brick building there in center right field. That's going to be a strike. Yep. Nice catch there from Cindy Chang. I thought that liner, I was glad that it was over the head of the first baseman, but I thought that liner was going to fall before she was able to catch it. She is a speedy player, though. Speaking of speedy players, we've got Maynard McElroy with an 8 speed rating. That's out of 9, so one of the fastest players in the game. And I switch up my strategy here. You almost always see me pitch to the lower corners, the bottom left and bottom right. This time I'm going high. That really worked out for me. The fact that it was hit almost directly to Alicia. If you throw pitches high, people are more likely to hit higher pitches. So what I'm looking for by pitching high, yeah, I really need to work on my manual fielding. What you see me, my strategy, I guess, by pitching high is to get him to pop it up. Of course, I'm not going to do that against Leah Wayne because she has 100 power. Oh. What an unfortunate sequence there. Not only does Wally drop the ball covering second to prevent me from getting 1 out, but then Gwen doinks it. She just goes into her idle animation. I think that his base runner probably would have been safe at third, even if she hadn't done that. And then here's more bad manual fielding. Should have just thrown it home there. So my strategy of pitching high is not working out. I think already at this point I change it. Yeah, I'm back to my old ways, just pitching the corners. Definitely not a fan of dirt yards. And my opponent, as you will see, has a pretty aggravating play style, which made it tough for me to hang in there this game. Please, yeah, okay. Thankfully, as a little leaguer, I get the, I really can't complain about, oh my god. I forgot that happened. Thank goodness it didn't take a weird bounce and get past Alicia. I really can't complain about anything in this tournament. Overthrow him here, yep. Because I do get Nomar. Fernando just flopping onto his back to miss the ball, as if that play couldn't get any more ridiculous. Yeah, can we please just get this clown out? Thank you. Man, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I really can't complain about anything that happens in this tournament because I was given an additional, like, high round pick. I was able to drop my last round player and pick Nomar Garcia-Barra. So that makes my team a lot stronger than pretty much every other team in the tournament, with the exception of Jasmine, who is the other little leaguer still in the race. Yeah, this is a great pitch to swing at. Unfortunately, all we get is... Oh, we're going to make it, aren't we? Yep. That was a great pitch to swing at. Something that's low like that and clearly in the zone rather than being ambiguous. And at dirt yards, you want to hit balls onto the ground and make them take weird bounces. So I would love... Here's his first time out of the inning. We'll go ahead and keep a timeout counter going. Now the 8-inning, you know, the last game that I uploaded, not the 20-0 blowout against Andy Rube, but the game against Harlem Globetrotter. I made similar comments about my opponent taking so many timeouts. Of course, it's, you know, there's no restriction on timeouts in this tournament, so... Go, go, go. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're running. We are running. Whatsit2ya has a 2-height player. In fact, I don't believe he has any 3-height players on his team. But it's especially, you know, hazardous to have a 2-height player at first base. Because then, you know, your first baseman's going to drop some balls. Foul? Yep. So you're going to give up some easy outs, which will get turned into singles over the course of the game. We're stealing with, I think that's Gwen, who's on second base there. Because we want to advance her. First baseman does make the catch there, though. That was a clutch one, especially since he was turned around. Not a bad inning. I would have loved to, you know, advance Gwen to third and hopefully get her home with the next batter, but we at least got a hit on the board, which I don't think we managed in the first inning. I can't remember. Okay, so the manual fielding there was successful. I didn't snap the player straight to the ball like I wanted, but at least clicking in the vicinity of where it would go allowed me to catch it and throw it to Alicia. Good catch from Cheryl. And now we've got Thor. I have no idea what the deal is. Oh, he's got... Yeah, I should be scooting my guys in. That's good. Thor has terrible... terrible speed. He's sprinting hard with him, but to no avail. All right, there's the second timeout. Not sure why it was taken, as the pitcher stayed the same, but that's all right. Yeah, that's going to be low. Derek, a pretty nice pitcher. He's got decent stamina. 2 nice pitches and 2 decent ones. Yeah, we're swinging at that. Unfortunately, we don't get a... now he's got Kathy at catcher. Yeah, that's a good choice. Maybe that was the adjustment that he made, putting Kathy at catcher against one of my... against the weaker part of my lineup, so in case I hit a little dribbler of a grounder, she can just run forward and get it. Paco makes the catch at first. And we're back to the top of the lineup, but I already have 2 outs. So I decide to keep it on... Oh, we go for a line drive. And that ball is popped up. Guess he grabbed it off the bounce there. Now, if I were me, commentating from the future, I would go grounder. There's another... That's the 3rd time out for my opponent. I would go grounder here. Yeah, we want to... Oh, nice. Beautiful. There's a drop from Paco. So now we've got Cheryl up. Yeah, it's power time. Not the greatest way to start off the at-bat, I gotta be honest. We could potentially... Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Kathy being at catcher there was a great decision by my opponent. Nice switch up. She was pivotal in 2 of those innings, 3 outs. Got the infield in here because we're up against Cindy, who has the weakest bat in the game. But the trouble comes when she starts fouling everything off, which she does not. That at-bat could have stretched on and on, because she has only 15 contact out of 100. Thankfully, we can conserve some of Fernando's juice. We're back up to the top of the order for whatsit2ya. And Claudia makes that incredible catch. She has a high coordination stat, which means it takes her less time to recover from a flub. Of course, a bunch of that is still up to RNG. So she's able to catch her bobble, which was honestly really important because I don't want to let a bunch of speedy players like Maynard, who just flew out, and Kathy, who's up to bat now. I don't want to let them get on base and then get driven in. It's a ball. A lot of the games I've been uploading against for the regular season against the Little League opponents, I've been able to trick a lot of them with pitches outside the zone, but coaches like whatsit2ya, Harlem Globetrotter, who I recently played, have more discerning eyes, so you gotta get a little more accustomed with the pitches. I can't just throw to the bottom corners like exclusively. Let that go. All right, Alicia. Okay, for my position here in the future, I thought that maybe I ought to have swung at that, but nope. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, all we get there is a little doinker. We do have my cheat player though coming up to bat with his like 10-second long walk-up animation. Let that go. Yeah. Okay, that's a nice hit. It does bounce straight into Derek's glove at second base. Derek is fairly fast, and his stamina is, you know, he's... Oh, yes. Shoot. Derek is, you know, his stamina is being allowed to recover here. Ooh. Nice fielding from Leah. I expected that ball to bounce a little bit more to the left based on the sort of preview you get of where the ball goes in this view right here. Oh boy. Leah Wayne, one of the best players in the game. Does not look like that's going out. So we hold her to a single, and honestly, I'm completely fine with that result, especially since it took only one pitch. Now we've got Paco. I would absolutely love not to overthrow Wally on any of these throws. Yeah. So that is on me that she was able to get back to first safely. I could have done a better job of trapping her there. But we do get the double play. It was a bit of a chaotic one. The only reason that worked is because she actually lost that stamina turning around on the base path multiple times. That meant Alicia was faster than she. So she was able to get back to first, kind of sneak around her, tag her out. Yeah, we'll just get out of the inning there. Veronica has a strong bat and is quite fast, so I just busted out the fireball early. I think this is my opponent's fourth timeout. You know, I gotta be honest, this is not as many timeouts as I remember. Maybe I'm mixing up my games here. Or maybe this is the inning where the timeouts really we go crazy with them. Switch to grounder here. Oh, yeah, you have to swing at that. I think my mentality in not swinging at it was probably, I want to up Derek's pitch count, but that was a pitch solidly inside the zone. You have to go for that. We are ahead in the count, though. Not anymore. So I am down 2-0. I have only 2 innings to change that. I don't know why I'm so indecisive about let that go. Yeah. Oh, was that actually the fourth ball? I thought that was ball 3. Was that a glitch? I am doing a live watch along here, so I don't want to rewind the video. Because that would cause some problems with, like, I would have to mess with my audio in order to keep it synced. And I'm not a big tech head, so that might be difficult for me. But I could swear that the ball that my previous batter, Artie, was walked on was just the third ball. Here's the 5th timeout. Or maybe it's been more, I don't know. Now I'm totally discombobulated. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Unfortunate drop there. Yeah. So whatsit2ya, unlike a few of my recent opponents, understands that he just needs to let the base runner get to second there. Because as soon as he throws it to second to try to get Donald out, I'm running home with Artie. This is his third time out of the inning, yeah. So at this point, I'm like getting the sense that there's an attempt to ice me out here. Two runners in scoring position. And I have no outs. Nice little hit. And is that gonna get over his head? Yes. Okay, we're going. Go, go, go. And we run with Fernando. So I do not run there with Donald. Figuring that, and honestly, I'm kind of proud of myself for not running with Donald there after the third baseman flubbed the catch. After all, I have, I have 0 outs. If I'm going to, continue this rally, he's going to have to come home regardless. He doesn't need to waste a bunch of stamina coming home. I'm a pretty reckless base runner in general. I developed that habit from playing on Tin Can Alley. Fourth time out of the inning, I think. Don't really know what I can say about that. That's a strike, yeah. Might have wanted to swing at that, as it was a heat, so I would get a little bit of a velocity buff. Swinging at that, yeah. Get it. Ooh, we make it. Very nice. I suppose that I could have run with Fernando in that situation. Like from the start of the play, I could have run with him. Since his plays were at first and at home, he probably would not throw it to third. Yeah, looking back, that was probably a mistake. It's a ball. Okay. Now I pray that I do not swing at this next pitch. Oh, I should have. Well, maybe not. Why would I switch to power? Okay. Yes. No. I'm getting invested. Like, it's such a close game, and I haven't had many of those in recent weeks that I'm getting invested in, like, the outcome. I know how the game, I know the final score, but I don't know exactly how we arrive there. I think that might be a strike. No. Okay. Ooh, hit that. No! Cheryl! What are you doing? Not the worst result in the world. We've still got a shot here. Do I keep it on power? I guess... No, we switch to line drive, thinking that that's probably more reliable. And we do steal with Cheryl. My opponent's probably just going to let that play. Yeah. Don't want to throw it to second, because if you do, my third base runner is going to come home. I should have been... Oh, my goodness. I was speculating just now that I was about to be thrown out. And I was going to say, oh, I should have been sprinting with her the whole time, which is true. Not sure that I was. And now we've got Nomar. Yeah, so what I do here is I switch to power, thinking that a line drive, his team is fast. His outfielders will probably just grab a line drive. Grounder, I'm nervous that I'm going to hit it straight to somebody, and they'll have their choice of base. There's Is that the 5th timeout of this inning? I think so. I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so if I grounders are great at dirt yards because of the weird bounces that happen on this field. But if I select grounder and I hit it straight to a baseman, which is a real possibility, then he'll have his choice of which base to throw it to, and I've got a slow runner on first. So he could probably just throw it to second. Yeah, so this is a super high pressure situation. Ooh, and you see there, I fold. Nice pitch from whatsit2ya. So now Nomar's got to shake off that strikeout and get on the mound. I was able to switch him on using one of my opponent's 5 timeouts in the top of the 5th. So I'm not in the, the strongest part of my opponent's lineup. That's why I feel safe putting Nomar on the mound. Because I can throw heat, and even if he makes good contact with one of those pitches and gets the velocity buff from hitting a heater, it won't be the end of the world, Somebody gonna get there? Yes. What a catch from Claudia. She has to lay out for it because Fernando, who was my pitcher until recently, is slow over there in right field. A lot of his stamina is probably depleted. Not locating these heaters particularly well. That's in the zone. And that one was low, but we got him to bite at it. Incredible throw from Cheryl. You kidding me? That was amazing. So you saw at the very end of that at-bat, before the screen switched to the view of the field, I canceled my inward shift, my shift with my fielders, but it didn't cancel it, in terms of their position. I'll only cancel it on the little map there in the top left. Nice strikeout. Is not a bad decision for him to take a strikeout there because, and this is like a hidden bit of backyard baseball trivia, I guess. When you strike out, everybody on your team gets like a 10% juice refill, 10% stamina refill. At the end of the inning, I think is when it's applied. Okay, right there I needed to switch to a squared stance. But this is pretty nice. Unfortunately, Gwen does have the low contact. Really looking to get on here. Okay, another timeout. Thor, is it? That's a ball. I'm not sure how many pitchers I've seen at this point. Maybe Thor is the 4th. He's the 4th at minimum. He could even be the 5th. Don't swing at that. Don't swing at that. Come on, Wooper. All right. Here's Artie. Yeah, I think grounder makes sense here. I mean, he's given me some good looks. Oh, nice. Are we going to make that? No. He does manually field it. You could see his first baseman kind of zigzag into the ball. He was clicking to position him to pick it up. Got to figure whatsit2ya is probably pretty good at that, given that this is his home field in the regular season. We let that go. Yeah. We are at the very worst part of my lineup. Donald, my 8th batter in this configuration. We make contact, but he's just going to get thrown out. Yeah. So if I'm able to make it to the 7th inning here by shutting down whatsit2ya's lineup, I will have Fernando up, and then after him, we'll be back to the top of the order. That was unfortunate. It's a weird flub from Donald there at catcher. Not sure if I could have played that any differently. I mean, I just clicked on the ball, expecting that he would field it. Throw some heat. Okay, that stays fair. Thankfully. Cindy does advance to second, but that is okay. I mean, she does represent the go-ahead run. Unfortunately, my catcher just throws it to the outfield. And the game is over. So right there, if you want to... I thought about this after I lost. If you want to rewind, you can see that when I was throwing to third base there, I clicked on my third baseman before they shifted into like a closer position covering the bag. I'm not sure. I assume that is why my catcher overthrew them or like threw it slightly to the side. So that may be my fault. Does not feel, whether or not I'm responsible for the way that play unfolded, it doesn't feel good to lose that way. But it was a good game. It was definitely, I was grinding my teeth while I was playing it because any momentum I had, there was an attempt to kill it with like 4 or 5 timeouts in a single inning. But we did manage to claw our way back in it. Unfortunately, we had that error there. Not even counted as an error, most likely, in the official game stats. As it didn't come as a result of a fielder making a mistake when contact had been made. Anyway, rambling at this point. So the tournament is triple elimination, and I was, undefeated at this point. Now with this loss, I'm 3 wins, 1 loss. So still doing great. Still have Nomar on my team instead of my worst player, Chucky. So plenty of reasons to be optimistic going forward. There's a lot more tournament to go. Another one of these games should go up soonish, but not before my Week 8 match, my Week 8 regular season match against, what is his name? Backwards Cap. Probably the best rookie in the Little League this season. We'll see. And he's playing at home as well at Tin Can Alley, so we'll see if he can score the upset. Thanks for watching, everybody. Another upload probably coming in a day or two. Have a good one.